Hey everyone, it's Nicole here from Bake Toujours, and today we are getting into a summertime desserts. I don't know. We're gonna make something summery today. We are making shave ice macarons. So we recently had the vacation of a lifetime and we were able to go to the island of Oahu and stay at the Disney Aulani Resort. And there we had such a great experience, most of it centering around delicious Hawaiian food. And one of our favorites, of course, are sweets, which included some shave ice. So we are going to model our shave ice after this cute Disney Wishable. So this is a shave ice macaron, and it's got all the colors. And then we have the Pog Buttercream filling in this, which is passion fruit, orange, and guava filling. And that's what we had every morning was Pog juice. And so we just wanted to sort of bring Hawaii back into our home. So let's get started on how I made these, and let's all get transported back to Hawaii. First things first, when making macarons, you always want to prepare all of your ingredients and have them ready before starting. Here is my template that I made on my iPad, and I previously showed you the colors I'll be using from the sugar art, and all of my ingredients are prepared and scaled beforehand. Here I am whisking up my egg whites until they're nice and frothy, and then I'll be adding in my granulated sugar. As soon as it gets just like this, nice and foamy, I'm going to do 2 additions. Just give it a couple seconds in the first addition and then put the second addition in. And once you have these whipped up really nicely and the sugar is all dissolved, that's when I will add my colors from the sugar art. If you are in the market for new colorants, this powdered color from the sugar art is wonderful. It allows for super vibrant shells without adding too much excess moisture into your batter. So I'm gonna whip up this meringue until it's beautiful and nice and stiff. See how it's coming off of the beater stiff and not hanging down? That's where you want it to be. Then I'm gonna add my pre-sifted dry ingredients, my confectioner sugar and almond flour. Or whisk together in that bowl until homogeneous. And I'm just going to put these dries in 2 additions. Once it's about 75% incorporated, I add that second addition. And I'm going to carefully incorporate those dries into the meringue. These are 2 completely different textures here, the dries and the meringue. So you just have to go slowly, kind of pat in the dries, and every once in a while cut through the middle to make sure you're incorporating the dries evenly. I'm trying not to deflate my batter right now, so I'm sort of just tumbling the batter. I'm going to be splitting this batter into 2 here, so once I get all of those dries incorporated evenly and it's still thick, I'm going to separate my batter and color one of them yellow. And this one I'm going to keep white. I used the sugar art white here. It's a Master Elite color, and you can use Bake Toujours at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Still a little thick here, so I'm going to keep pushing out the air and tumbling the batter. If you are new to making macarons, stop now, and I suggest going and clicking up above to my Macaron 101 video. That's going to have a in-depth tutorial on how to make macarons, plus the full recipe is in the description of that video. I'm just making sure the entire batter is macaronaged consistently, and there you go. That is exactly what we're looking for. It's flowing off of my spatula. Get it prepared in a piping bag and seal it off so no air is getting to it. And then start with your second color. Here I'm adding in yellow Master Elite Sugar Art. It's called Sunshine, and it brings me sunshine. It's beautiful. When you are mixing in dries at this point, you just want to make sure you mix them in carefully. It's easy to overmix with a powder color, so you want to just make sure you slowly get that color throughout your batter and then start purposefully deflating. So I'm going to push out the batter air once I have the yellow fully incorporated in my batter, and then just tumble it. Granted, this bowl is too big for this size, but I didn't want to get another bowl and have another dish. So you can definitely get a smaller bowl to macaronage with this small amount of batter. Putting it into my piping bag and closing it off. Once you have all your batter in your piping bag, you're ready to pipe. Here I've got my yellow batter, and I'm just making the small details of the shave ice cone. I have a 4mm tip here, and I'm just trying to make a little bit of a ruffled look for the outside of that plastic cup that holds the Mickey shave ice. Now I am making the Mickey face and ears, and I have a 6mm tip here, and I'm just kind of going around the template, filling it in, and trying to be even and have an even amount of batter on the ears as well as the face so that my macarons bake up evenly. So I actually go back here after this and fill in a little bit of the face because I feel like the bottom didn't get as thick. Then you're going to take your scribe and just even everything out nicely. We're going to move on to the bottom of the cup and just outline those cups and fill them in, and then you can take your scribe again and make them look a little bit nicer. So I just take my scribe to even out the batter. While the macarons are still wet, you want to add your sanding sugar. So I'm going to be adding in some green, pink, and orange to make it nice and colorful and make it look like you have all the different syrup flavors on your shave ice. I love this sanding sugar because it gives such a great bite when you're eating the macarons, and it also gives it that texture that makes it look like it's shave ice. Once you have these all decorated, you can toss these in the oven. I baked these at 300 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes with the no rest method. Once they're all out and cooled, you can decorate. So here I'm adding some sterling pearl colors from the Sugar Art. We've got the blue la la. We've got the melon going in on the over the orange, and then the hollyhock is going to go in the middle. This is just to add more dimension and color and bring more colors of the rainbow onto our shave ice. You can also make some decor. Since I designed this after the Disney Wishable, I decided to make a little hibiscus flower. And I just used a little cutter and then fold the middle on top of itself to give more dimension and life to your petals. And then I'm just going to add a sprinkle in the middle for a little extra touch and let these dry. Then it's time to decorate our faces. So here I have some black royal icing, and you're just going to want to let these dry after you pipe all your royal icing eyes. And then once they're dry enough, you can add some more details. I have a fine tip pen from Bean and Butter Bake Shop, and it's super fine and perfect for the eyelash decor. Now these little sanding sugars will get in the way a little bit here, and you can take your scribe and kind of knock them off if you can't draw over them, but I just sort of forcefully peeled them off with my pen as I was drawing the eyelashes. I'm also going to outline the ruffled top a bit, just so people can tell what it is. and add some lines for dimension on the cup. And then we're going to complete the look with a beautiful smile and a little tongue out, and add some more dimension by putting an added layer of color with Chef Master pens. This is their edible markers here. And a little bit of yellow royal icing to complete the eyes once the black has completely dried. Now it's time to make the buttercream. Here I'll be making my Pog Buttercream, which is 113 grams unsalted butter, 113 grams confectioner sugar, and I just slowly whisk that sugar in because I don't want it to fly everywhere. So I keep turning on and off my beaters of my hand mixer until it comes and kind of clumps around my whisk, and then I know I can go full force and turn the hand mixer on. You're gonna whip that up until it's nice and fluffy and all the powdered sugar is dissolved. And then it's time to add our Amoretti Artisan Flavors Pog flavoring. And I'm gonna add 3 to 5% of the entire recipe. So how much total weight you have, and then you're gonna take 3 to 5% of that and put in your Pog flavoring. Once that's all incorporated, you're going to fill your shells and sandwich them. Make sure you leave a little bit of room so when you top your shells, the filling does not squish out over the edge. Look at how cute they are. I absolutely love them. As you can see, I did not do the opposite color for half of my shells, so they don't pair up in the back. So if you want them to pair up better in the back, make sure you do some with the orange all the way on the left and some with the orange on the right. And lastly, I need to adhere these cute hibiscus flowers to the ears. So I am going to take my scribe and take a little bit of royal icing, adhere it to the back of my flower, and then put it onto the shell. And then let those dry completely before tampering with them. And how cute are these, all done with their little flowers on them. My kids loved eating that part. And that's it for our cute shave ice macarons. I'm absolutely in love with them. Took one out. The standing sugar on top makes it feel like it's almost icy, even though you don't get that cold. And then the Pog Buttercream is just so good. These are honestly so fun. They're bringing joy into my life right now. Feels like we're back in Hawaii. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see what you guys make in your kitchens. Have a wonderful rest of your week and happy baking. Peace out, everyone.